Okay, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. How's the weather? It's hot.
Today, um, weather mm, rest
Nice.
nice.
Okay, good. Because it's summer there, and I hear your summers get very hot.
Yes. Yesterday have raining.
Oh, today was rainy. Okay.
Yeah,
You have summer, I have winter.
yeah,
So for me, it's very cold.
yeah. Uh, what? Uh, um, uh, the temperature where where you
It was 10 degrees Celsius this morning.
can
Yeah.
meters. Yes.
So that's quite cold. Okay, and what's the temperature there?
Some about 40 liters.
Okay. That's very hot. Okay, let's start with our work. Okay, so we were reading this, but we haven't answered the questions yet because we ran out of time. Okay, so let's read this and answer the questions. But let's look at the questions first so that we know what to look for. Okay, so we're going to answer these 6 questions, true or false. So the Silk Route tour travels through 7 countries in 80 weeks. A bicycle is faster than a camel. The tour starts in Istanbul and ends in Shanghai. Cyclists stay in hotels and camps. They take turns cooking dinner every evening. One cyclist thought the snow and the hills were the best things. Okay, do you understand the questions?
Yes.
Okay, so let's read here. Okay. 1,000 years ago, people went by camel and did about 25 kilometers a day, says Nate Cavalieri, one of the Silk Route tour staff. But on a bike, you can do 25 kilometers in an hour. And along the way, you see some of the most beautiful places in the world. From Shanghai, you go across Asia, through Iran, and arrive in Istanbul. Turkey at the end. You travel across the deserts of China and cycle the Pamir Highway to over 4,600 meters across the roof of the world in the mountains of Tajikistan. On the way there are villages, markets, and ancient buildings. At night, you stay in ancient roadside hotels or in camps. A chef cooks dinner for about half of the 133 days. On other days, cyclists can eat in local restaurants or shop in local markets for their food. One cyclist blogged, "The best thing was the friendliness of the people, and the worst thing, the snow and the cold in the Pamirs." So, is this the greatest journey in the world? Cyclist and blogger Miles McDonald thinks so. The Silk Route is a true expedition. It is long and difficult, but it is such an amazing experience that you arrive in Istanbul a completely changed person. Okay. So the Silk Route tour travels through 7 countries in 80 weeks. Is that true or is that false?
True.
Okay. They don't give us one answer at a time. Okay, let's just double
False.
false. I want to see. It doesn't actually say, it just says half of the 133 days. So if you want to see the weeks, we're going to have to go 133 divided by 7. So it's only 19 weeks.
Yes.
Okay. It's difficult because they give you the days, not the weeks. So yes, that is false. Okay. A bicycle is faster than a camel.
True.
Good. The tour starts in Istanbul and ends in Shanghai.
False.
False. Cyclists stay in hotels and camps.
True.
Good. They take turns cooking dinner every evening.
False.
One cyclist thought the snow and the hills were the best things.
True.
Good. Okay, so let's see. False, true, false, true, false, false. Good. Okay, grammar, the rules. Okay, so we are going to learn about the superlative. So we've been doing this. So what the superlative means is it's the best thing. So it's the last version when we compare. So what I mean by that is, let me just make my screen here. Uh, so for example, great will become, oh, my spelling today. Great becomes the greatest. If it's a long adjective like exciting, it will become more exciting. But then, like we said, some words change altogether. So it's like the word best. So it'll be, or good. So it'll be good, better, best. You understand?
Yes.
So
Yes.
certain words are going to change altogether. Other words, you'll just add an EST. So fast and fastest. Okay, you understand?
Yes.
Good. Okay, complete the sentences with words from the article above. Is it the something journey in the world? Okay, so what we'll do, let's read the questions and then let's go look for the answer again in the story. Okay, so we need to know, is it the something journey in the world? So we must look for that. You see some of the something something places in the world. The something thing was the friendliest of the people. Do you think you know the answers, or would you like to go and check the reading?
Is is west center.
Okay. So best We can go back and you can check the story if you want to look for the answers.
To see some observe immersed sit.
Okay, no, that's not correct. We're talking about how places look. So think of words to
In what
describe places. So how would you describe like what's behind me? Would you say it's ugly? Would you say it's pretty? Would
the,
you say it's
the most exciting,
okay, not exciting. Exciting is a feeling, but we're talking about how something looks. So does it look terrible? Does it look old? Does it look new? Does it look beautiful? Does it look ugly? Talking about how something looks. Exciting is a feeling. It's something you feel.
the most beautiful.
Good. Okay, I'm just gonna write that. I can't write the full word. Number 3.
The the
Okay, what answer did you use in number 1?
the better, the better, the
Okay,
better.
better. Okay, so the first is the greatest. Okay, second was most beautiful. Okay, and then the third one is best. Okay, so it was only number 1, the greatest. So greatest is another word for best.
Mm.
Okay, make questions about the Silk Route tour. So now you're going to make a question. So number 1, what cold places you visited? So they turned it into what was the coldest place you visited? So now because it's a question, we are going to have to change our verb. See, cold becomes coldest. Okay, so number 2, what hot place?
What was the hottest place?
Okay, and then you can add you visited. Okay. 3, what friendly place?
What were the friendliest
Good.
friendly place you visited?
Okay, number 4, what far distance you traveled in one day?
What was the correct
Okay, far is an irregular verb. So this verb is going to change or it's going to change. So, do you know how good became best or better? This is a word that changes.
The forest.
Okay, farthest, or we
Person.
say furthest. Okay, so what was the furthest distance you traveled in one day? Okay. Number 5. What beautiful building you saw?
What was her beautiful?
No, remember beautiful is a long adjective. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Um,
The most beautiful was
good.
the most
Remember we spoke about syllables. So if I write beautiful, if you say it slowly, you can hear the syllables. Wait. Uh, beautiful. So syllable is the different sounds in a word. So beau is one sound, t is another sound, and full is another sound. So it's got 3 syllables. So if your verb has more than one syllable, like fast, fast has one syllable because it's one sound. So it'll become fastest because it's one syllable. If the word is long and has more than one syllable, like beautiful, we say more.
What
You
was
understand?
yes? What was the most beautiful building you saw?
Good. Okay. What amazing experience of the journey.
What was the most amazing experience of the journey?
Good. What was the most amazing now I spelled experience wrong. Experience of the journey. Okay, good. Let's check our answers. Okay, what was the hottest place? What was the friendliest place? What was the furthest distance you traveled in one day? What was the most beautiful building? And what was the most amazing experience? Good. Okay, so now we're going to match these answers to these questions. So read the question first and see what answer matches better with the question. So, for example, um, okay, let's read the answers first. So, A, it was Turpan, China. For me, the Gobi Desert, 50 degrees centigrade. Okay, so 50 degrees centigrade is like 50 degrees like Celsius. It's round about the same temperature. Um, then B, the Blue Mosque, I took 100 photos. The Bibi Kanyam Mosque. C, meeting locals everywhere, arriving in Istanbul. D, about 1,500 kilometers in Western China. I don't remember, at least 100 kilometers. The mountain in Kyrgyzstan. The desert at night, there was snow. Iran, the people were so kind everywhere, really. So if we look at number 2, it says with questions 1, but I don't see. Okay. So, for example, question 1, what was the coldest place you visited? I would say E. The mountains in Kyrgyzstan, the desert at night, there was snow. So if there's snow, it's going to be cold. So
Yes.
I will say number 1 is E. What do you think number 2 is? What was the friendliest place?
Yes. 1, 2, 3. A is
No, but
what?
A's got 2. So here they're talking about degrees centigrade, which tells you they're talking about the temperature of the place.
Yes.
So try and look for words that mean friendly. Look for words that say
Splendid.
great, words that say kind, words that say nice. Look for a sentence that has any of those words in it.
Yeah. F. Number 3. F.
Good. Oh, we forgot number 2. What was the hottest place? Oh, I think I got confused. You were right. So that yes
Yeah.
is A. Sorry, I skipped 2 and I went to 3. My mistake. Okay, so we did that one. We did that one and that one. Okay. So what was the furthest distance you traveled in one day?
B.
D, yes. Okay. What was the most beautiful building you saw?
Building. B.
Yes, good. Because they said I took 100 photos. So if you take photos, it means you like it. You mean it's beautiful. And if you take that many photos, you really, really liked it.
Yeah.
Okay, then obviously 6 is going to be C. Okay, let's check our answers. E, A, F, D, B, C. Good. Okay. Okay, so we're going to listen to a conversation that they have with a tour cyclist. Underline the answers he gives in A to F. So you see with A, it's got 2 answers. It's got, it was Turpan, China, and then someone else will say, for me, it's the Gobi Desert, 50 degrees centigrade. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, then you can tell me for A, it was person 1, or for A, it was person 2. And then I know which answer you choose. Okay,
Yes.
let's listen.
Unit 7, Recording 5.
So, Jeff, a few questions about the trip. What was the coldest place you visited?
The coldest place was in the mountains in Kyrgyzstan. There was lots of snow too.
Really? And what was the hottest place?
Well, it was Turpan, China. I think it was over 50 degrees centigrade.
Ah, was it? And what was the friendliest place?
That's an impossible question. I can't say. We met so many fantastic people. I think Iran. The people there were so kind. Perhaps that was my biggest surprise.
Okay. What was the longest you travelled in one day?
One day we travelled about 150 kilometres in western China. That was a long day.
Very. So, what was the most beautiful building you saw?
There were some great ones in all of the countries, but my favourite building was the Bibi Khanum Mosque in Uzbekistan. I think it's the most beautiful building in the world.
Wow. So, What was the most amazing experience of the journey?
Arriving in Istanbul after 12,000 kilometers. Amazing.
Okay. So for A, was it 1 or 2?
1,
Good. For B,
yeah. 1,
it was 2 because you said the name. Okay. C,
2,
good. D,
1,
E,
1,
and then F.
1.
Yes, good. You only got confused there, which is perfect. That's not bad. Well done. Okay, speaking. Okay, plan a long journey to another country. Choose 5 places to visit. The most exciting, the most beautiful, the highest, etc. Okay, so what they want us to do is they want us to choose a place, somewhere that's going to be a long journey. So let me just stop here. Let's pull up a map and we'll take a look at where we want to go. Okay, so here is our map. Okay, so where would you like your long journey to go?
Actually, euros.
Two?
What was it? Yeah. European.
Japan.
European.
Aeroplane. Okay, but where are we going? We haven't chosen a place.
Yes. England.
England. Okay, so England is this side somewhere. Um, oops, okay, wait, it's here. Scotland, England. Okay, there's England. So now let's look at what is in between England and Vietnam.
Yes.
Okay, so yes, we're going to go by airplane. That's fine. But where are we going to stop along the way? Where do you want to, what other places from Vietnam to England would you like to see?
See, it's England.
Just England. Okay, that's fine. So then what we can do is we go here now, because you're going to need to know a little bit about England, because you're going to need to tell us what you want to see in England. So let's look for what tourist places are there in England. Okay, so tourist attractions in England. Okay, so there is a place called Stonehenge. It's these weird stones that were placed. The Windsor Castle. Big bus, London hop on, hop off tour and river cruise. Do you remember what hop on, hop off means?
No.
We did this in one of our lessons. It means when the bus stops at places, so you can hop off the bus, not literally hop like a rabbit, but get off,
Yes.
look around, get back on, and then the bus takes you somewhere else. Okay, and a river cruise. So you go on a boat down the river. Bath day trip. So some places have got what they call natural baths. You know, a bath, you have a bath to get clean with water. So some places have natural baths. It comes from under the ground and the water is hot. So people will go and swim in these baths. So there's that. Okay, I don't know if you know Harry Potter, but there's a Harry Potter tour of the Warner Brothers studio. What else is there? Then there's a London dinner cruise on the Thames River. So there's lots of stuff for us to do. So you need to pick a few because we're not just going to say, I want to go to London and see the castle. We need to do some other things. So I want you to pick at least 3 things that you want to do in England.
I want to Manchester City.
Okay. Oh, for Manchester United.
Yes.
Okay.
Football.
Okay, but that's not the only thing you can do. So we need to pick 2 more things that you want to do in England. Okay, so that's 1. What else would you like to do?
Visit the stadium and watch football.
Okay, that's the Manchester Stadium. So when you visit the stadium, that means watch and everything else, but you need to give me 2 more places that you would like to go. So you can't only go to the Manchester Stadium and watch a football match. We need to do something else. Something like go visit Stonehenge or go see, I don't know if you know what a catacomb is. It's a place underground that was used by the churches. There's things like that which are very popular in England, in the UK. So you need to choose something else as well to do in England.
Visit around city and eat food local.
Okay, eat local food. So why don't we say the London dinner cruise on the Thames River. That sounds like fun. You get to try the local food, but you go on a boat down the river.
Yes.
So the London dinner cruise. Okay, what else? One more thing.
Visit Big Ben. Watch.
Okay, the clock. Visit Big Ben. Okay, good. We're not going to have time, I think, to create your story now. So I'm just going to take a picture of this. So when we have our lesson on Monday, we can start with this. Okay, So, what are you going to do? Or, okay, we're going to need to speak about specific things. So, what English food do you really want to try? Because you already know Manchester Stadium, you want to go see it, you want to go watch a football match. But what, now we need to think of what you actually want to try. We need to make more sentences to do with the London dinner cruise. So, what English food do you know? What English food do you want to try?
Mm, I wanna like
Say that again, please.
burger. Fish and chips.
Good. So, fish and chips. That's called a pub lunch. Fish and chips. Here's a few here. Yorkshire pudding. It's a bread. English pancakes. Black pudding. Trifle. Full English
Apple,
breakfast. Toad in a hole. Steak and kidney pie.
apple crumble.
Apple crumble. They also have something called bangers and mash, which is sausages and mashed potato. Okay, that's going to be a bit much. Okay, so we will finish this then on Monday. So think about your only homework is going to be to think about what you want to do in these three places. So you know what you want to do at the Manchester Stadium. Think about what foods you want to try on the tour, and think about what there is to do by Big Ben. Okay, great.
Okay.
I will see you on Monday.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.